Welcome to an updated video on how to raise your power rating in Fortnite Save the World. It used to be simple. You just raise your power level through your survivor squads, level them up, get them supercharged, max out your research, and you call it a day. However, it is now a little bit more complicated than that. You might notice that the research tab is gone. It did come back with a bug where you couldn't interact with it. So if you do see the research tab again, then, say hi, Lars, and bump your mic. But otherwise, it's not really something you can interact with anymore. It is now baked into your account level. So as you play the game, you get mission XP. You can use your boosts over here. I can go and boost Sage if I wanted to, that kind of thing. That is going to raise your account level as you play normally. And as you do your quests, I think some stuff is unlocked through there, including your survivor squads themselves, which are still very important, but we'll get to that. And that's all automatic now. I think Epic was trying to simplify the game a little bit, as free-to-play has now been officially announced. I'm recording this before the game has gone free-to-play, but if you're watching this, you might very well be one of the new people joining us through that new setup. But you don't have to buy the game anymore. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So let's talk to you guys how to actually raise your power rating. You'll see that I'm level 144 now. The max used to be 145. It is still 145, and we'll get to why I'm not. But there is also a change where your power rating is not shared between your teammates anymore. You used to be able to see all your different fort stats, and they get boosted by your teammates. Now it is baked into a normal amount. So I used to have stats around 3,500 normally. Now it's 2,900-ish. And your team used to boost you up to like 5,800s, but now I'm just chilling at like mid 5,600s on the high end. So now in a solo mission, you are doing as much damage as you would in a full party. I'm going to link the update video down below if you guys want a complete overview of everything they changed and what was going on. But that's basically the gist of it. So why am I not max power rating? Well, there are two new factors that I definitely need to cover. First off, with the initial update, it used to take the 3 strongest weapons in your backpack, meaning if you had 3 144 max supercharged weapons of any kind, that could be melee, that would raise your power rating. Now it also takes into account your schematics in a weird way. What that means is it takes your top 3 weapons from your schematics or your backpack. If you have 144 schematic and you have 2 in your backpack that are 144, you'll have the 3 maximum that you need to have a max power rating. If you have 1 schematic that's 130 and the best of your other weapons are like 97 and 24, then your power rating will be lower. But if you get a better weapon than that 24, maybe you pick up a 58 from a crow, your power rating will go up. I hope that's not too confusing, but it's weird. They wanted to simplify power rating by getting rid of research, and then they made it needlessly more complicated in my opinion. I believe Epic wanted to reflect the fact. In fact, they did explain it. I'll link that video as well down below, saying that they wanted it to be more accurately reflective of your actual effectiveness in game. Well, for a lot of years, item dropping was a thing that was in the game where people could just give you better weapons. So if you're hanging on to like a 130 Baron or something that somebody dropped you, you can artificially inflate your power rating without actually using the weapon. So in my opinion, it's a needlessly complicated system that's still a little confusing, and that's just my critique, but that's where we're at, and it does affect your power rating. So to boil that all down, get 3 strong weapons, schematics or otherwise. The other reason I am not max power rating, or the main reason I should say, are your hero loadouts now affect your power rating. It takes your commander and all of your support squads, which means you need to supercharge all of your support squads. I cannot recommend this any less. Do not supercharge your support squads until you have all of your primary commanders supercharged. Supercharging a commander, it seems like your commander is going to be about 70% of your power rating. We have not broken down the formula yet, and this is just a guess, but it seems like your commander is doing 70% of the heavy lifting. Everything in support is just extra. And supercharging your support is almost nothing, because in your actual stats from your squads, if I'm remembering correctly from the 2019 update that introduced the new hero loadout system that we use today, it looks like your main commander stats are 60% of your total build, and then your bottom is 40% of your overall power. So each individual support squad is 8% of your actual stats, and supercharging them is like 4.5%, but it's like nothing. So using 5 superchargers is raising your health by like 1 or 2%. I do not recommend doing that for actual gameplay. So while you will be existing at a power rating that is less than maximum or less than it could be numbers wise, your overall effectiveness will be functionally identical. So that's the new system we're in. It's a little complicated. I held off on making this video for 3 or more months since the change because I really wanted to see if Epic was going to change something. My opinion, again, this is critique, is that your commander should absolutely contribute to your power rating. I think that totally makes sense. Your support squads should not, because in my Frostnite video, I showed this in like a daily video or something, I was accidentally using power-based Nox at power rating 12 without even realizing it. I had no idea I was using the wrong constructor, but even though my power rating just dropped by 2 points, my effectiveness in the mission was fine. We beat Frostnite with flame grill traps only. We didn't fire a bullet. So if that doesn't exemplify how unnecessary it is to actually level up your support squads, then I don't know what else will. That being said, if you have the resources, you should. I mean, look at what I just did there. Like, you should have your support stuff leveled up if you can afford it. In a future update that's not present in my current recording of the game, it does appear as though Hero XP and Survivor XP, all that stuff, is going to be merged in an upcoming update. That shouldn't change anything about what I'm saying here. Just level them up as you normally would, but prioritize supercharging your commanders first. I beg you, it's a lot more effective. So that's basically it. Your hero loadouts matter, your top 3 weapons matter, research has been baked into the normal system, and this is where I'm going to do something I don't believe I've ever done on my channel before, and I am going to reuse the rest of that Survivor Squads video. I think I did a really good job. I watched it back today. I liked my explanation. I set up some examples for you guys, and it is completely accurate across the board. Some tiny changes like the power rating, shared stats and stuff is a little different, but none of it is relevant to the stuff that I'm trying to share. And at the very end, I give you a little detailed breakdown on how to get legendary survivors, how to get mythic leads. It does seem like Epic, in that progression update I just referenced, is going to be planning on making that stuff a little bit differently spread out across missions, but you should still be able to run missions and get survivors and see them in llamas. So nothing in this following section has changed. So I'm just going to drag and drop the footage from the last video. And if you're looking to learn how to set up your survivor squads, that video can take it from here. Survivor squads, this is an example we'll get to, are going to look like this when you're done. You're going to have mythic leads in your lead slot. You're going to have all legendary. They're all going to be matching personality, and you will get 2 mythic survivors from your quest line. You will also get more survivor squads from your quest line as well. Your main story quest is very important here. I think you're going to start out with one of these, and as you go through and just do what it tells you to do, you'll unlock each and every one of these, and eventually you will get the 2. There are only 2 normal mythic survivors in the game. As for mythic leads, you can actually see all of them. There are 18 different unique mythic leads in the game. They all have these different classes: doctors, explorers, gadgeteers, engineers, etc. And each and every single one of these actually attributes to the different squads that you can unlock through the quest line. So your close assault squad will increase your offense, so you want somebody who can actually be compatible with that. That's this icon on the right. I know that I'm kind of covering it with my face cam, so I'll move it out of the way. You can see that these people won't match, but these ones at the top will. So you just want to be mindful of that. And the key to this is always having the matching personality type. So let me give you an example here. If we go to the doctor section, I can show this right here. You can see that my purple matching lead is actually better than a mythic non-matching lead of the same level. For like greens and blues, it's going to be a little different, but it's really easy to get purple leads. They're available almost every day in missions, so you're almost always going to have minimum purple. If you're a brand new player, I wouldn't worry about it too much. It's not a big deal. Just level up whatever matching lead you have, but I'm saying that mythic leads are outclassed by purple. That's how important that leader match is down here. So what you're typically going to want to do is get the highest rarity matching lead that you can. Eventually, of course, mythic matching is going to be the end goal. The next thing that you want to worry about are your survivors. Now, I set this up as an example. It looks a little confusing, so in the edit, we're just going to zoom in. You can see that my purple matching personality, you see that all of your leaders will have a personality. This one is dependable. When it's matching, you'll have a higher power level for your survivor. At level 1, matching purple is actually better than legendary. So matching is very important for level 1 and level 2. You can see that my level 2 purple one is barely better than legendary. However, this is where things get tricky. Once you go to level 3-star and above, rarity is actually more important. This is not a huge difference. 79 versus 80 is barely going to matter, but if you want to squeeze the max power level that you can, legendary and beyond is always better. And then, of course, a legendary matching on the right here is ideal. Of course, this one's supercharged, so it's going to be way higher power level, and it's level 5. But you can see that it starts to switch from matching personality mattering to rarity once you get to tier 3. So a 3-star and 4-star and 5-star are always going to be better rarity, even if it's not matching. And then, of course, find the matching one after that. I do not recommend autofill, by the way. I figured I should say this at some point in the video. Autofill can help you guys sometimes. It has been known to work for some of you, but autofill's not thinking as hard as we are here, and by following these steps, you will eventually get a much higher power level by doing it yourself in most cases. And I also want to show, just so I can fix my squads here, this is what an end goal would look like. You would have matching personality, level 5. Supercharged is not necessary, but obviously I'm getting into the high power level 144s. I actually put in the wrong one here, so I have to go and find the personality. There we go. I have to go and find the different survivors that's going to match in here. It's a very satisfying process to fill out this squad. And I know in my old video, I didn't actually show much of a guide for this part of the video because I'd shown it before, but you guys can sort of see through my process. I'm scrolling down past all my favorite stuff, and I actually accidentally put in a non-supercharged 130. I have lots of them that are supercharged just for different showcases. You can see I get my my normal power level. This season adventures will give me enough superchargers to supercharge the rest of my squads to allow me to hit power level 145, so go me. Now, if you're looking to spend your superchargers, it's very simple. Basically, my recommendation is to supercharge your mythic leads first. That will give you the most bonus. Then you're going to want to supercharge the 2 mythic normal survivors that you get from the quest line. After that, I recommend supercharging your legendary, trap durability, matching personality survivors. I'll talk about that set bonus in a second. Then after that, you can just supercharge every remaining survivor that you've got. If it doesn't have, I guess, any matching set bonus of any type, like even health bonus here I've got, is more important than nothing. I'm just encouraging you guys to supercharge survivors that you're not going to be swapping out. You can recycle these survivors to get your superchargers back, so it's not a big decision, but if you're trying to optimize it, the order that I just laid out is ideal. Now, I mentioned trap durability is the best, and that is because of a weird little thing. You can see health bonus here is meant to give me a 5% bonus. However, what that means is that I'm going from 3,501 to 3,506. So if I were to swap this survivor to a similarly leveled one without that set bonus, it would barely change. That's just because of the way it's calculated. Technically, your fort stats are like a multiplication of your normal stats, and that's how you get to the number that you see in game. That's how 3,542 turns into like a million health or whatever. It's basically nothing. The only thing that calculates differently is trap durability. When it says that you have an 8% bonus trap durability, that's going onto your trap. You're going from like 100 trap durability to 108. That's a much bigger number than in normal missions. It's normally like 30 or 50, but it does help. And a lot of people like to max out their trap durability. It's not necessary for normal missions. Mine aren't maxed out. It's basically never mattered. My traps stay working and functional, but trap durability is everybody's favorite as it's really the only set bonus that makes any change. If in the future this gets changed, I'll make a video covering it. I'll talk about it. I might even update this video, but as of now and the past several years, that's how it is, and it seems like it's gonna stay. Now, in the very last part of this video, I wanted to talk about how to get survivors. The best way to get survivors in Fortnite Save the World is through the missions. The missions tend to give survivors almost every single day, if not more. We got about 400 some last year, and I calculated the exact numbers to be about 1.3 survivors a day. So you can see yesterday we got 2 legendary survivors, and I know the shop rolled over while I was recording, so you can see the new page has another legendary survivor. I understand that that's Ventures, power level 140, so they're not exactly always accessible, but we get purple survivors even more. So you're always getting some survivors, and we're also getting upgrade llama tokens. You saw we had 4 yesterday and 2 today, and that's the next thing I want to talk about that's actually new to the game, are upgrade llama tokens. I know that like the regular missions aren't always going to have accessible legendary survivors. I do make a daily video series on my channel that's been running for like 1,200 days now, and it's going to be more if you guys watch in the future. I keep up with that because I want to show you guys the best missions on a daily basis. Fortnite DB also does that, and it shows you where to get those legendary survivors, but sometimes they're just not available. So what you can get are upgrade llama tokens. You can basically hold on to an upgrade llama token until your llama looks like mine. That's a legendary survivor sitting in there. If I don't spend this token today and I wait till tomorrow, I'll see a new llama that I can buy. But if you're somebody who's looking to max out your survivor squads, you can buy an upgrade llama basically for free. Now, they did swap it a long time ago to make it so that llamas no longer cost V-Bucks, and you can also use X-ray tickets now instead of V-Bucks. So if you go to your daily quests, you can see that we get 80 every day. It's only 50 X-ray tickets to get a llama. So you're basically getting 1.6 free llamas every day on top of upgrade llama tokens that can be in the missions. Now, you're not going to get a legendary survivor like me every single day. In fact, if I just buy this one for demonstration purposes, crack it open on camera, you'll see that the one underneath is very unlikely to get a legendary survivor. I understand that if I do get one, that'll shatter my point to the new reviewers, but promise me it's not going to be anything special more than likely. Again, it shattered. Oh no, that was the legendary soul shot. Okay, good. You can see. Now I got a purple one. You're not always going to get a legendary survivor, but you might get lucky. And there are other llamas that help you as well. Today we have legendary troll stash llamas, but people llamas exist. Super people llamas exist. The super people llamas are higher likely to get better loot. That's why they're 1,000 X-ray tickets, and they can give you mythic survivors. In fact, my guide here on how to get legendary survivors is also how to get mythics. We've gotten 18 mythic leads in the year of 2023, and we got 17 total in 2022. That means with a sample size of 2 years, you're basically getting all of the mythics you need a couple times over every single year. They might not be the ones you need, but we do get them. And llamas are the other more common way to get them. So be sure to check your llamas on a daily basis if you're trying to max out your power level. It's completely RNG, and I wish you the best of luck. Now, I'm recording this a little out of season to be demonstrating this, so you get a PNG, but Fortnite's llamas come around during the Halloween season. Fortnite timeline linked down below if you guys want to check it out. In fact, I'll show it on screen. It's a little bright, so warning if you're in a dark room, but this showcases when the seasonal events come and go, and you can see that Fortnite's llamas are available from around early September to mid-November. This shifts from year to year, but that is an entire season where we get Fortnite's llamas. They can drop legendary survivors specifically. Now, that's for one key reason. I can show it in the collection book if you go to the event people section and then go down to the costume party attendees. All of these are meant to be zombie-themed survivors that can give you the jackal launcher. It doesn't really matter what type of survivor you're using in your squads, by the way. The icon is purely cosmetic. That's why I was demonstrating the Fortnite earlier. But you're supposed to be fishing through those llamas to get 3 of these for the jackal launcher. Well, when you have excess, these are very usable, very real survivors that you can use in your squad. So if you're watching this video in the one time of the year where Fortnite's llamas are coming around, you can go ahead and farm those llamas hoping to get legendary survivors. You'll even get purple ones, so those will help out if you're in the lower power levels, but that's just something to know. Now, the last thing I want to mention is that for people who have duplicates of items, the collection book exists. You should never slot a hero item, any weapon, whatever, unless you have at least 1 copy of it. You should keep 1 of every single hero in the game because you never know when they're going to be useful. Epic does change things. They do update things, and you don't want to spend 50 flux to get out of the book when the time comes. Same thing goes for weapons, but if you have extras and it's been taking a while to max out your power level, you can get rewards from the collection book. You can see I've got a llama upcoming, and you do get legendary survivors from these. And I think in the 600s, you even get mythic leads. So if you've been really unlucky for a really long time and you can get all the way to collection book 600 something, you can get mythic leads. I don't know the exact list of all the rewards, but they are in there. So it's one last thing to think about. Thank you guys so much for watching. This video took a surprising amount of effort. I thought I'd just be repeating myself, but I ended up having more notes than I expected. So if this helped you guys out, definitely subscribe. I post videos all the time, and I want you to check them out. Gonna have a couple of them at the end here. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys later, and have a good rest of your day. And then